Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our program this morning, to our concert, as you might call it. We trust and hope and pray that you will enjoy it as much as we enjoy bringing it to you. But before we start, let's get things organised. If you need the restrooms, toilet, the loo, out the back door to your left. If you can't make it, there's a few trees out the back. But don't hold us responsible for that. In case of fire, should anything go wrong or anything like that, get yourself out. There's doors there, exit there, back doors there, main door there, and we can also go through here. And meet in the car park at the front. But that is not going to happen. So this morning, we have a program bringing to you, and it's a bit of around the world, I guess. We're on a trip today, we're on an annual vacation, I guess. So we're all parts of the world, but as you can see, and as you realised, I guess, as we came in, we have a man on the door greeting you. We have ladies in the kitchen at the back preparing a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or something nibble later on. But to get to that, you have to work. And other than that, we've got Debbie on sound, we've got Shannon here, and of course we've got the Johnstone with the singers, motley mob, but we just bring what we can as best we can. But foremost and most important is we have the wonderful Shirley on the piano. And if it wasn't for Shirley, we would not be able to bring you a program like this, because Shirley has to organise everything. And she does a darn good job. And we appreciate it and we thank her for that. So before we get rolling, and while people are getting organised, I'd like to share something with you this morning. And it's called Our Stages of Elimination in Life. And I'm sure a lot of people will be very familiar with this situation. At 60, the workplace eliminates you. No matter how successful or powerful you are during your career, you'll return to being an ordinary person. So don't cling to the mindset and sense of superiority from your past job. Let go of your ego, or you might lose your sense of ease. At 70, society gradually eliminates you. The friends and colleagues you used to meet and socialise with become fewer, and hardly anyone recognises you at your former workplace. Don't say, I used to be, or I was once, because the younger generation won't know you and you mustn't feel uncomfortable about it. At 80, families slowly eliminate you. Even if you have many children and grandchildren, most of the time you'll be living with your spouse or by yourself. When your children visit occasionally, it's an expression of affection, so don't blame them for coming less often as they're busy with their own lives. At 90, the earth wants to eliminate you. Some of the people you knew have already departed forever. At this point, don't be sad or mournful, because this is the way of life, and everyone will eventually follow the path. Remember, the only thing that won't eliminate you eternally is God, because at the end of our journey here on earth, we shall all return to Him with accounts of how we lived our lives. 2, so meet Him more. 3, communicate with Him more. 4, obey His orders. And 5, maintain your presence with Him. Therefore, while our bodies are still capable, live life to the fullest. Worship God in truth and in spirit. And there will be no regrets living out our lives for Him. Folks, be blessed. So, everybody settle down. We're about to settle down and bring you the first crack at the songs. So this time we are, as I say, we're going around the world, and that's the name of our first song, Around the World. The Bells of St Mary's, all through the night, Scotland the Brave, and Galway Bay. So folks, please enjoy. We are not, as I said before, we are not a bunch of professional singers. We just enjoy a little bit of company of each other and making noise together. And we hope and trust and pray that you will enjoy the sound that we bring to you. Thank you.
Okay, please.
Around the world we bring to you your favorite songs of happy times and special memories too. Maybe somewhere, sometime, somehow, the day will come and we shall see the world we're traveling now. In world maybe in county down, or New York, in Gatorade, or even London town. Till then we will go around the world and we'll bring these songs to you. Around the world we bring to you your favorite songs and happy times and special memories too. Maybe somewhere, sometime, somehow, the day will come when we shall see the world we're traveling now. In world maybe in county down, or New York, in Bakery, or even London town. Till then we'll go around the world and we'll bring these songs to you. St. Mary's, I hear they are calling the young loves, the true loves who come from the sea. So I will love her when red leaves are falling. The love bells shall ring out for you and me. St. Mary's, I see they are calling the young loves, the true loves who come from the sea. And so, my beloved, when red leaves are falling, the love bells shall ring out for you and me. God is with his hand to guide us all through the night, till we find one star that guides us all through the night. Star of hope forever gleaming, whilst the world is hushed and sleeping, and the hours are slowly creeping all through the night. Fears and troubles oft assail us all through the night. Shine, O star, and do not fail us all through the night. Though our footsteps may be weary, and our road seems long and dreary, all eternal needs are cheering all through the night. When the night is falling, hear the pipes are calling, loudly and proud, rolling down through the glen. There where the hills are sleeping, now feel the blood a leaping, high as the spirits of the old highwaymen. Towering and colored flames from the mountain plain, by the grass and its gloriously wave. Land of the high and land of the shining let me make my heaven in the land across the Irish Sea.
As I said before, we have Debbie on sound over there, and Shannon here on camera. And I would also like to extend a welcome to the friends that will be looking at us later on Facebook or YouTube or whatever it is they call it, all the modern technology anyhow. And there'll be people all around the world, there'll be people all around Australia that will be hopefully watching us and giving us the thumbs up. So in the meantime, while we're getting organised, and Shirley's getting organised, I think Shirley's going to bring us some poem and some stories.
Good morning, everybody. Lovely to see you all again, and great to welcome you folk to our concert. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Just a few jokes for you from around the world. While on manoeuvres in the desert, our convoy got lost, forcing the lieutenant to radio for help. "Are you near any landmarks that might help us locate you?" the base operator asked. "Oh yes," said the new lieutenant. "We're directly under the moon." Visiting Australia, Texas rancher strikes up a conversation with a local man who raises cattle. The Texan brags that his spread is far larger than the Australians, and his cattle are twice the size of all these things that are raised down under. Just then, the Texan sees a mob of kangaroos in the distance. "What are those?" the American asks. The Aussie says, "Don't you have grasshoppers in Texas?" An atheist saved all his money and went to Africa on safari. As he was walking through the bush, a lion jumped into his path. The man turned to flee, but tripped over a root and went sprawling. And in seconds, the big lion was standing over him. "Oh God!" cried the atheist. At that instant, the lion froze. The surrounding bush went quiet, and a voice boomed out from heaven. "You deny my existence for all these years and credit creation to a cosmic accident. Now in your time of need, you cry out for my help. Am I suddenly to count you as a believer?" It would indeed be hypocritical to change my beliefs at this point," said the man. "But maybe you could make the lion a Christian. That would resolve our dilemma." "Very well," said God. With that, everything returned to normal, and the lion unfroze, dropped to its knees, bowed its head and prayed, "Lord, for this food I'm about to receive, make me truly thankful." This one's back in Australia. The coach called one of his 9-year-old baseball players aside and asked him, "Now, do you understand what cooperation is? What a team is?" "Yes, coach." "Do you understand that what matters is we win or lose as a team?" The boy nodded in agreement. The coach continued, "I'm sure you know that when an out is called, you shouldn't argue, curse, attack the umpire, or call him insulting names. Do you understand all that?" Again the boy nodded, yes. The coach continued, "And when I take you out of the game so that another boy gets a chance to play, it's not good sportsmanship to call your coach dumb or stupid or worse, is it now?" "No, coach." "Good," said the coach. "Now go over there and explain all that to your grandmother." And if we went over to Norfolk Island, they would tell us, if you feel tired and you've still got lots to do and a great lazy feeling overtakes you, why worry today? You'll still get through. Go have a good rest, for tomorrow will do. It's taken a while, but I've learned through the years. life full of smiles, and sometimes there's tears. Here's one simple rule that will help you get through. What you can't do today, I'm sure tomorrow will do. And then this one, a few years ago, this is going to France. This lady decided to visit her sister, who was living in France. She assumed that most French would speak English, so she found that many people spoke only their own language, and this included the ticket inspector on the train. He punched her ticket, then chatted cordially for a while, making several expansive gestures. She simply nodded from time to time to show him that she was interested. When he'd gone, an American tourist, also on the train, leaned forward and asked if she spoke French. No, she admitted. Then that explains it, he said. Why, you didn't bat an eyelid when the inspector told you that you're on the wrong train. And this is one from England, from an old English country doctor. I've read a funny story, how a doctor overworked. He kept on working night and day, no task he ever shirked, until one night, exhausted, he told his worried wife, "Don't wake me up for any means, except to save a life." At 2 o'clock, the frantic wife aroused him from his sleep. She called him, shook him, used wet cloths, but his slumber was so deep. At last he heard her. "Mrs. Smith is having heart attacks." He grabbed his overcoat and bag and went to find the facts. Still dazed, he somehow found the Smith house on the street. The frightened family let him in to hear her heart still beat. He took her pulse and temperature, examined lips and eyes. He then reclined against the bed, and here's what takes the prize. He laid his right ear gently to the left side of her chest and said, "Say 1, 2, 3, keep counting till I've made my test." The next thing the doctor knew, he saw the morning sun, and he heard a faint voice counting 7,081.
Thank you, Shirley. So now folks are going to be entertained, and I mean entertained. We're very fortunate as a group that we have a couple of guys that have got just that magical voice. And the first one that's going to come to you today is a fellow by the name of Graham Weiberg, and he's going to bring you the song "I'll Take You Home Again, Kathleen." So there's a Kathleen in here today. He's also got an answer to Annette.
Please feel free to join in.
I'll take you home again, Kathleen, across the ocean wild, free and wide, to where your heart has ever been, since first you were my bonny bride. The roses all have blessed your cheeks, I watch them fade away and die. Your voice is sad where'er you speak, and tears bedim your loving eyes. So I'll take you back, Kathleen, to where your heart will fear no pain. And when the fields are fresh and green, I will take you home again, Kathleen, to that dear home beyond the sea. My Kathleen shall again return.
when thy old friends welcome thee, thy loving heart will cease to yearn, where love's the little silver stream beside your mother's humble cot, and brightest rays of sunshine gleam to where your grief will be forgot. So I'll take you back, Kathleen, to where your heart will fear no pain. And when the fields are fresh and green, I will take you home again, Kathleen.
Well, I can see they're all busting with energy. They're all ready to get up and really bring you a song. Ladies, it is your turn. Well, what do you reckon? Probably about a 9, I guess, 9.5 out of 10. I've got to be pretty lenient here because we might be looking for some pretty good marks later on. So, for a change of pace at this stage, Michael Seedy is going to bring us a couple of songs on the guitar. And I can't tell you what they are because I don't know. So, Michael?
Thank you.
Michael Seedy. Michael. It's amazing, I just passed a message up there a minute ago to tell Michael Seedy he's on next, so maybe it's a communication problem there, Terry. What's going on?
Try a bit of country, eh? Oh, the crystal chandeliers light up the paintings on your wall. Marble statuettes are standing stately in the hall. With the kindly crowd that has laughing loud, how you dry your tears when the new waves up of the crystal chandeliers. Never did fit in too well with the folks you know. Claim to see that the likes of me don't fit with you. So you traded me for the gaiety of a well-to-do, and you turned away from the love I offer you. All the crystal chandeliers light up the paintings on your wall. Marble statuettes are standing stately in the hall. With the tiny crowd that has you laughing loud, how you dry your tears when the new wears off of your crystal chandelier. See your picture in the news most every day. You're the social girl of the social world, so the stories say. But a paper smile only lasts a while when it fades away. And the love with you will come home to you someday. All the crystal chandeliers light up the paintings on your wall. Marble statuettes are standing stately in the hall. With the diamond crowd that has you laughing loud, how you dry your tears when the new wears off of your crystal chandelier. When the new wears off of your crystal chandelier. You place gold on my finger. You grow to love like I never know. You gave life to our children, and to me a reason to go on. You're my bread when I'm hungry. You're my shelter from troubled wind. You're my anchor in life's ocean. But most of all, you're my best friend. When I need hope and inspiration, you're always strong when I'm tired and weak. I could search all over, you still be everything that I need. You're my bread when I'm hungry. You're my shelter from troubled wind. You're my anchor in life's ocean. And most of all, you're my best friend. And most of all, you're my best friend.
Well. I noticed that we don't have any takers coming up to join Michael, or, Michael, don't go too far. You may as well stay down here, mate. Because, gentlemen, believe it or not, this is your part, our part.
Which one are you? Two or three?
They're all bees.
You're big. Yeah, okay.
You're right there, right? We're probably guardians for yet weary, and of our songs we take good care to risk our precious lives with carry. When danger looms, we're never there. But when we meet a helpless woman, we run them in, we run them in, we run them in, we run them in, we run them in. We run them in, we run them in, we run them in, we run them in. We show them where the ball comes. Sometimes our duty's extramural. We like to gamble in things through, but they just face to face. Until our business back returning, refreshed by nature's holy charm. We run them in, we run them in, we run them in, we run them in to show them the Belgian dance. We run them in, we run them in, we run them in, we run them in, we show them where the Belgian dance. If gentlemen will make a riot and punch each other's head at night, we'll fight this fuss to keep it quiet, provided that they make it right. But if they do not seem to see it, or give us our proper terms, they run them in, we run them in, they run them in, we run them in to show them where their Belgian dance. We run them in, we run them in, we run them in, we run them in, we run them where the Belgian dance.
Up the school. Come Well, how did we go? Oh, I reckon 9.75, eh?
You scored 10 from the hat. 10 from the hat.
Take the hat. I've got to keep it on, it's nice and warm.
Zero's decent.
No, 10 from the sing.
So, folks, enough of the comments up here. We're going to get embarrassed shortly. So, we would like to bring you the next bracket of songs to you. Mademoiselle from Amateers, Dominique, Funicular, Arrivederci, Wonderful Copenhagen, and The White Rose of Athens. Don't forget that if you would like to come and join, please feel free. You don't have to necessarily come out here to the front, because I guarantee you nobody up here is going to bite or attack you. But if you wish to sit where you are and stay where you are, please feel free to join in, because many voices make a lot of noise and we want to be heard. Thank you, folks. All yours. Okay, so Shirley's going to bring us to the bracket now, or pretty soon. But in the meantime, where are you from? I know where I'm from. We're from Innisfail. I know someone from the Grantham Beach.
South Johnstone.
Sorry?
South Johnstone.
Sorry?
Annie.
B. S. J for South Johnstone. Anybody from South Johnstone? What about Maroonham? Lovely. What about Grantham Beach? Eric. Oh, hello. Yep. And I know we've got Caramine Beach.
Hooray!
Like it. What about Silkwood?
Used to be from
What about, how about we go to Mission Beach? Aha, we do have, yes. Please, don't be shy. No, you're a has-been from Mission Beach, so you're just one of us, girl. Yep, no worries. Then we went to, I think, a place called Tully. Well, we do have some from Tully. Thank you for coming, taking the time this morning, coming to join us this morning, and we hope and pray and trust that you will enjoy the fellowship and a cup of tea afterwards. But thank you all for coming. Youngaborough. And I know that we have some from, what's that place across the border, that cockroach country? New South Wales, that's right, New South Wales. I believe there's a couple in from Albury. Hunter, put your hand up. Hope disappeared. So that's New South Wales. Might be the only place in New South Wales is Albury, I don't know. No one from Victoria? Nobody else from around the countryside? Okay, so we're all over.
Belvedere.
Okay. Okay, folks, so Shirley's ready to go. So she's going to bring you another bucket of stories and a poem. Thank you, Shirley.
Sunday school teacher was discussing the 10 Commandments with her 5 and 6-year-olds. After explaining the commandment to honour thy father and mother, she asked, "Is there a commandment that teaches us how to treat our brothers and sisters?" Without missing a beat, one little boy, he was the oldest of the family, answered, "Thou shalt not kill." A group of seniors were sitting around in a coffin shop, talking about all their ailments. One said, "My arms have got so weak, I can hardly lift this cup of coffee." Another one said, "Yes, I know. My cataracts are so bad, I can't even see my coffee." "What? Speak up. What? I can't hear you," said one elderly lady. Another one said, "My blood pressure pills make me so dizzy." Another one said, "I can't turn my head because of the arthritis in my neck." And a couple of others nodded in agreement. "I guess that's the price we pay for getting old," winced an old man as he slowly shook his head. The others slowly nodded in agreement. "Well, count your blessings," said a woman cheerfully. "Thank God we can still drive." A motorcycle mechanic was removing a cylinder head from the motor of a BMW M3 when he spotted a well-known cardiologist in his shop. The cardiologist was there, waiting for the service manager to come and take a look at his car, when the mechanic shouted across the garage, "Hey Doc, want to take a look at this?" The cardiologist, a bit surprised, walked over to where the mechanic was working on the motorcycle. The mechanic straightened up, wiped his hands on a rag and asked, "So Doc, look at this engine. I opened its heart, took the valves out, repaired or replaced anything damaged, and then put everything back in. And when I'd finished, it worked just like new. So how is it that I make $48,000 a year and you make $3.4 million when you and I are basically doing the same work?" The cardiologist paused, leaned over, then whispered to the mechanic, "Try doing it with the engine running." Now we go to Italy. An old Italian man lived alone in the country. It was spring, and he wanted to dig his tomato garden, as he'd done every year. It was very hard work for the aging man, as the ground was hard. His only son, Vincent, who used to help him, was currently in prison. So the old man wrote a letter to his son and described his predicament. "Dear Vincent, I'm feeling pretty bad because it looks like I won't be able to plant my tomato garden this year. If only you were here, my troubles would be over. I know you would dig the plot for me. Love, Dad." A few days later, he received a letter from his son. "Dear Dad, not for nothing, don't dig up that garden. That's where I buried the bodies. Love, Vinny." 4 a.m. the next morning, FBI agents and local police arrived at the old man's house and dug up the entire area. However, they didn't find any bodies, so they apologised to the old man and left. That same day, the old man received another letter from his son. Dear Dad, go ahead and plant the tomatoes now. That's the best I could do under the circumstances. And this is 100 plus years of fatherhood. In the early 1900s, a father waited for the doctor to notify him when the baby had arrived. Today, a father must wear a smock, know how to breathe, and make sure he can film some of the event. In the early 1900s, fathers prayed that their children would learn English. Today, fathers pray that their children would only speak English. Fathers shook their children gently and whispered, "Wake up, it's time for school." Today, kids shake their fathers violently at 5 a.m. shouting, "Wake up, it's time to get me to hockey practice." In the early 1900s, a father came home from work to find his wife and children at the dinner table. Today, a father comes home to a note. "Jimmy's at football, Cindy's at gymnastics, I'm at the gym, the pizza's in the fridge." And this is just a little bit of wisdom. A man was walking in a wilderness. He became lost and was unable to find his way out. Another man met him. "Sir, I'm lost. Can you show me the way out of the wilderness?" "No," said the stranger. "I cannot show you the way out of the wilderness, but maybe if I walk with you, we can find it together." And now I have a poem for you. Close it up. It's about fathers, because we just celebrated Father's Day. Fathers are wonderful people, too little understood, and we do not sing their praises as often as we should. For somehow, father seems to be the man who pays the bills, while mother binds up little hurts and nurses all our ills. And perhaps that is the reason we sometimes get the notion that fathers are not subject to a thing we call emotion. But if you look inside Dad's heart, where no one else can see, you'll find he's sentimental and as soft as he can be. And like our Heavenly Father, he's a guardian and a guide, someone we can count on to be always at our side. Thank you.
Thank you, Shirley. Now, folks, you are going to be entertained. This time, yes, by Mike Keating. Mike is going to bring us a couple of songs. First one, I believe, is Spanish Eyes, and the next one will be Jamaican Farewell. So, all yours, Mike.
Spanish eyes, tears have fallen from your Spanish eyes. Please don't cry. This is just adios and not goodbye. Soon I'll return, bringing you all the love your heart can hold. Please say, say you and your Spanish eyes will wait for me. True Spanish eyes, pretty as I more before I go. I'll return, bringing you all the love your heart can hold. Please say, say you understand each eyes will wait for me. Say you understand each eyes will wait for me. Down the way where the nights are gay and the sun shone daily on the mountain top, I took a trip on a sailing ship, and when I reached Jamaica, I made a stop. But I'm sad to say I'm on my way. Won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turned around. I have to leave a little girl in Kingston town. Sounds of laughter everywhere, and the dancing girls sway to and fro. I must declare my heart is there, though I've been from Maine to Mexico. But I'm sad to say I'm on my way. Won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turned around. I have to leave a little girl in Kingston town. Down at the market, see you can hear ladies cry out well on their heads they play. Ackee, rice, salt, fish and spice, and the rum is fine any time of the year. But I'm sad to say I'm on my way. Won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turned around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town. My heart is down, my head is turned around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town.
Now, the Brampton Beach Buddies are going to bring us one or two items. They are going to, two items, they're going to entertain us with he and Romana.
When we get out here, it's just like, it reminds me we're old men, not the woman, us two. And on the way in, we saw these three old fellas sitting on a bench, and we spoke to them, and one said there was a 70, an 80 and a 90-year-old. And spoke to the 70-year-old, and he looked up and he said, it's a beautiful sunny day. He said, I feel like a 60-year-old. Oh yeah, that's good. The 80-year-old, he gets there and he said, yeah, it is a bright sunny day and it's not raining. He said, I feel like a 70-year-old. And the 90-year-old bloke, he's sitting there and he said, I feel like a baby. No hair, no teeth, and I think I pooped my pants. I hope we can sing better than I can tell jokes.
He can turn the tide and calm the angry seas. He alone decides the righteous symphony. He lights every star that makes the darkness bright. He keeps all through each long and lonely night. He still finds the time to hear a child forgive. He can grant a wish or make a dream come true. He can paint the clouds and turn the gray to blue. He alone knows where to find the rainbow's end. He alone can see what lies beyond the bend. He can touch a tree and turn a leaf to gold. He knows every lie that you and I have told. Though it makes him sad to see the way we live, he'll always say, I forgive. Forgive. Next one, Ramona, you can join in with us if you like, please. Ramona, I hear the mission bells above. All right? Ramona, I hear the mission bells above. Ramona, they're singing out our song of love. I press you, caress you, and bless the day you taught me to care. To always remember the raining rose you wore in your hair. Ramona, when the day is done, I heed my call. Ramona, we'll meet beside the waterfall. I read the dawn when I wake to find you gone. Ramona, I need you, my love. Once more, everyone, eh? Ramona, I hear the mission bells above. Ramona, they're singing out our song of love. I press you, caress you, and bless the day you taught me to care. To always remember the rattling rose you wore in your hair. Ramona, when the day is done, you hear my call. Ramona, we'll meet beside the waterfall. The day, the dawn, I wait to find you gone. Ramona, I need you, my love.
So again, folks, that's the Brenton Beach Buddies. There used to be more, but they're declining. I don't know why, they might have left town, but Brenton Hospital. But one of the things that we have as we age, as we all know, there are sometimes an appointment comes up, or you've got to go and see somebody, or a doctor's got a call somewhere, and we seem to have this path worn between home and doctors or dentist or something like that. And I don't know why they take up so much of our blooming time, those people, because we have to pay them, they don't pay us. I went to the doctor yesterday and the appointment was for 1:15. And low me down, it was 2 o'clock before we got in. I didn't get paid. It's wrong, something's wrong. The system, the blooming system, yeah. So folks, instead of the system, we're not going to worry about that for the moment. We are all going to be entertained again by Mr. Graham Wyburn. And he's going to bring you a song wandering the King's highway. Thank you, Graham.
So long to you, gotta be on the road again. So long to you, gotta hitch up my load again. It's been great to meet you here. Right good company and right good cheer. Now then, my lads, anyone like to come with me? A wanderer's life is free. I can say night and day, nothing ever worries me. Nights are cold, maybe I'm growing old, yet I thrive, and the pals I meet make it good to be alive. Comrades, farewell, what if we never meet again? A memory will stay as I go, rain or snow, wandering the King's highway. I've always been a rover, summer and winter too, wandering the whole world over, seems like I always do. But when I start my journey at the dawn of another day, I give a health to comrades, pals on the King's highway. So long to you, gotta be on the road again. So long to you, gotta hitch up my load again. It's been great to meet you here. Right good company and right good cheer. Now then, my lads, anyone like to come with me? A wanderer's life is free. I can say night and day, nothing ever worries me. Nights are cold, maybe I'm growing old, yet I thrive, and the pals I meet make it good to be alive. Comrades, farewell, one will never meet again. A memory will stay as I go, rain or snow, wandering the King's highway. And I go, rain or snow, wandering the King's highway.
I'm afraid, folks, that's 11 out of 10. So, we're going to bring you now our last bracket. Are there any volunteers out there that would like to come up and do an item?
George?
George?
No, not probably.
Sure, not today. You haven't practiced it. You haven't practiced.
No.
Okay. Okay. We'll take that as an excuse. Okay. So, folks, our next bracket. Give my regards to Broadway, Waioko Deos, Yellow Rose of Texas, Maori Farewell, and of course, we still call Australia home. So thank you. We hope you'll enjoy this bracket, and we'll do our best to bring it as the most entertaining part of everything. So folks, over to the group.
My regards to Broadway, remember the Herald Square. Tell all the gang and 47 Now the time has come to laugh, the time for weeping. What will be yours, my darling? May God be with you, my love. Now the distant bells are softly ringing. If you listen with your heart, you'll hear it singing. My heart in chaos, my darling. May God be with you, my love. Wherever you may be, I'll be beside you. Although many days drift away, each night I say a prayer for you. Faces every morning hour, on every early day. Now the phone is breaking through a rain tomorrow. But the memories to share are there to borrow. Why offer me yours, my darling? May God be with you, my love. May God be with you, my love. The rose of Texas that I am going to see. Nobody else could miss her, not half as much as me. She cried so when I left her, you're like you broke my heart. And if I ever find her, we never more around. She said this little rosebud that Texas avenue. Her eyes are bright as diamonds, they sparkle like the dew. You can talk about your lemon town and sing of Rosalie, but the yellow rose of Texas is the only girl for me. This little rosebud that Texas avenue. Their eyes are bright as diamonds, they sparkle like the dew. You may talk about your Clementine and sing of Rosalie, but the yellow rose of Texas is the only girl for me. Now is the hour when we must say goodbye. Soon you'll be sailing far across the sea. While you're away, oh, please remember me. When you return, you'll I'm always traveling, I love being free. So I keep leaving the sun and the sea. But my heart lies waiting over the phone to call Australia home. All the sons and daughters swinging around the world, away from their families and friends. And as the world gets older and colder, it's good to know where your journey ends. Someday we'll all be together once more, when all the ships come back to the shore. I realize something I've always known, I still call Australia home. I've been to cities that never closed down, from New York to Rio and old London town. And no matter how far or how wide I roam, I still call Australia, I still call Australia, I still call Australia home.
How blessed are we to be able to call Australia home? What a wonderful country. It may not be what we want sometimes or what we expect, but really when you look around, we are privileged and we are blessed. So with that blessing, I would like at this stage to thank the people involved. I would like to thank the ladies at the back. They're going to serve a cup of tea or smoko in a minute. I'd like to thank Amanda for looking after the front door. I would like to thank Deb and Shannon for doing the sound and the video. And no doubt we thank the people around the world. We'll go big time. Thank you for watching us, and we trust too that our program has been an inspiration to you. But part of our inspiration is to keep happiness going, to keep people alive. As I said before many times, music is the universal language. So many people can relate to music, but yet they can't relate to anything else. So we are privileged that we can do so much. And again, we are really so blessed. But again, continuing on, of course, thank you to the group. I think they do an amazing job. We do an amazing job, but we enjoy doing what we do. But the enjoyment really does come from our wonderful pianist and our leader in Shirley Naylor. Thank you, Shirley, for organising us, organising the program. And obviously, as you probably know, we also do the winter respite, and when we can, we like to go to an arena to entertain out there. But that's a difficult situation out there. But we do our best. We enjoy what we do, and thank you for listening to us. Thank you for joining us, and thank you again for being here. We enjoy doing it, and we trust that you enjoy listening to us. But thank you for your support. So folks, as we close now, I would like to call upon Graham Weinberg, who's going to bring us a closing message, and then we will bring you our final item.
Thanks for the warning, Trevor.
You've got to be on the spot, mate.
The world we've travelled around today is in many ways in turmoil. While we can sing and laugh, there are many people in this world today who cry, who weep, and who grieve for those who have been killed It's a sobering thing to think that in a world which is so full of marvellous things, that human beings should destroy it all. It makes me sad. Maybe that's why I sing, just to lift up my spirits. And we need to be lifted up. And to me, it is God who does the heavy lifting. So would you join me in prayer? Lord, it's tough sometimes. The world seems so full of disaster. People seem so full of hate. And yet, through it all, there comes a spirit of hope, a spirit of joy. Joy that we continue to live and that the world can be a better place. Help us to do our part in making it better. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Graham. Thank you, Shirley. And we will now bring you our blessing as we finish our program. And once again, thank you, folks, for coming on and supporting us, and thank you for being here. And we trust and we pray that our entertainment has been beneficial to you. So, folks, as we go from today, go in peace, go in joy, and again, go in love.
Just before he goes, I'd like to thank Trevor for guiding us through our program today. He did a great job. And something else I'd like to say, I don't know whether any of you can do this, but our programs, thanks to Shannon and Debbie, being able to film this program today. It goes out through Facebook. On Facebook, it's under Castlewary Coast Uniting Church, Johnstone River Singers. On YouTube, it's under Johnstone River Singers Community Concert, and it'll be today's date, 6th of September. Our previous concerts that have all been filmed back as far as 2020 are still there on YouTube. I know that for sure, and I think they're still on Facebook. And I have a friend in Brisbane who's 89 in a retirement village, and she gets these just off the net, and she has a son who has shown her how to do it, to put it on her TV, and she invites 2 or 3 other ladies into her room, only 2 or 3 at a time, and they sing along with our program here, and then another day she'll invite 2 or 3 other ladies in. Now, we haven't been able to go to Arena because of the COVID that was there the other day. We had to be cancelled, and that's the 3rd time this year that it's been shut down when it was time for us to go. If any of you are technically able and you have a friend in there and you're able to put it on their phone or on their TV, on the mobile phone, that would be something that would be well worth doing so that they could enjoy it. It's a big ask, but it's something that if you have that ability and you have a close friend or relative in there, you might just be able to do it and sit with them and sing and give them that little bit of enjoyment, because they're very upset because we couldn't go, the ones who are well. They're very disappointed. Right. Thank you very much, everybody. Right. And because we didn't have Warina, and we had to put off Babinda until next week because I wasn't well. We were a little bit rusty on a couple of things today. We needed a bit more practice, but they did very, very well. They're a tremendous group. Give them a big hand. They they work very well together, and it's always such a happy practice when we come and enjoy each other's company. And it's good for all of us, as well as being good for you. So thank you.
Who runs them in?
Once again, folks, thank you very much. Thank you for joining us and thank you for appreciating what we try to bring to you. Hopefully it's been all worth it, but the most important thing now is smoke over. So it's on, the ladies are ready, so if you're ready, go for it.